Welcome back, everybody. I saw a tiger.
And a tiger saw a man.
Does anyone need to fucking guess what we're doing? Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Some bad boy drinks.
Oh yeah, just a couple of tiger loving rednecks and our mud shake cruisers.
Yeah.
Woo.
We're a bunch of real bad boys, aren't we?
Couple of real bad apples. Couple of real bad seeds. Just over here drinking vodka and milk and loving on some exotic cats.
We're trying to channel our inner Southern Americans.
We sure are.
Tiger people. Big cat people.
Big cat people.
Because we're super excited to watch like the last, but like recently released 8th episode of Tiger King. Tiger King.
Yep, it's gonna be good. So everyone, I hope you enjoy this, unless you're Carol fucking Baskin.
That fucking bitch needs to fucking die.
Yeah, so how excited are you for this?
Oh man, it is if COVID is my least favorite thing of this year, then Tiger King is 100% my most favorite thing this year.
Oh yeah. 100% too.
I mean, I think everyone in the whole world is talking about this show, so I guess we can't really spoil the first 7 episodes or the original season, I suppose. But holy shit, what a roller coaster of amazing people is that, say?
Oh man, I think one of my mates from work, he mentioned it on a group chat. Like, have you guys seen the Tiger King? It's pretty crazy. We flicked on an episode, like, oh yeah, we'll just see what it's about, and none of us could get up from the seat until the season was done.
You guys binged it in a day.
I wanted to save it, but I couldn't. It was like a kid with a pack of Oreos, a fat kid with a pack of Oreos.
A bag of M&Ms that you couldn't stop eating.
It's like, pow, 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 give me that. And it's like heroin.
Why is it so good? Why is it so good to you?
It's just like, it just keeps upping the ante.
Yeah.
Like, it's over and over again, like shit happening that's so crazy. Is my mic on?
It is.
It is. It's just, yeah.
You gotta phase it to with your little pretty mouth.
Meow. I know I'm like not in an actual cat uniform, but this is the closest thing I had.
What is it? Is it a bear?
It's a bear.
What do you got on your feet?
I got my bare feet.
Oh shit!
Got my bare feet on.
I swear this is what you walk around in your bedroom.
And everywhere in the house. Like, it's my stomping ground. Of course I'm going to wear my bare feet.
Fuck, where's the bear spray? We should have brought it in here.
Oh, we should have. Well, I mean, this isn't about bears. This is about tigers.
It is. And we're pretending you're... I mean, this looks pretty damn close to a tiger. I'll take it. It's probably a cross between a bear and a tiger.
It's a big... a biger?
A bearger.
A liar. A liar.
That's a liar. It's a liar.
As a liar. A liar.
He's wearing a liar costume.
Oh yeah, and underneath is another one.
Nothing that you can comes out of his mouth you can trust. Yeah. How good are people from South America? South America.
Well, yeah, the Southern America.
Wait.
South America.
Not all the South Americans.
People from South America are cool too.
From the south of the United States of America. Fuck, man, that whole show is just about beautiful people, beautiful characters.
I mean, as that's the thing. As characters, they're so amazing, but as actual people. Like, as human beings that actually exist.
They're useless, but they're great for a Netflix show, but useless in real life.
It's just, okay, so anyone else can agree with, I don't know, they can disagree or agree with me here, but I think, and like we're going spoilers straight off the bat from the first Tiger King 7 episodes, I think that Joe Exotic's husband's being straight is the best plot twist since Darth Vader being Luke's father.
Both of them, right?
Yeah, like I didn't see that coming. That was like just out of the blue. I was like, what? I can't believe. I there was no way I could have read this.
I was getting distracted by the lack of that dude's teeth in the interviews. But holy shit, yeah, you're not lying. What do you think is current?
I ain't lying. Crack myself up. It's a little cat humor for you cat humor fans out there.
Big cat people.
Big cat people.
Why are they called big cat people?
Well,
Are they big
cat people?
cat people? Or are they big cats?
Big
kind of
cat people. Like a hybrid cat person. There's also.
Well, I also felt like looking at that show. There's also a big portion of big people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like little cats aren't big enough for them. They've outgrown little cats.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a fair assessment.
I think so.
I'm not gonna lie with that. Whatever.
But the crazy thing is that it was happening. Like it's not. I thought it was just Florida, but it's not. It was like Oklahoma and South Carolina, and like it's just all over that show.
I mean, Joe's Zoo is not even in Florida, is it? It's only the Big Cat Rescue. Carol fucking Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin. Where do you stand on the Carol Baskin killing her husband? Are you on the she did or she didn't side of the fence there?
I don't think she did it. I don't either.
I think that man was like, I mean, you take one look at her house and it's all cat print, and that man must have been at some stage, he's like, fuck this. Like, I got my honeys down in Costa Rica, wherever it was he wanted to go. And he jumped on a plane and he went down there and he's living it up on a beach, McAfee style.
Was he the rich one, or is that the next guy that came in that was the
No,
rich
he was
one?
the rich one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Well,
he fucked up by, I guess, marrying that woman. Or did he lose all his money by disappearing?
Well, I mean, she inherited it, but I'm sure he'd been running business down there for ages. I'm sure he built up more than enough to live whatever lifestyle he wanted to live.
He's a smart man.
I think he was, in a weird way. I think, like, what would you have done in that situation? If you had a plane down to Costa Rica, where you had, like, a lovely Costa Rican girl, and you hated Carol Baskin, and you were like, I'm done with this, I just wanted to escape. Wouldn't you just jump on a plane, fly down there, start a new life, never come back?
I mean, I find that more likely than Carol Baskin killing her husband.
Yeah.
Or feeding her husband to the tigers or whatever. That being said, about murder, though, because it is kind of like a big murder mystery. Maybe it's not a mystery because we start out finding out that he has been plotting to murder Carol Baskin. But I felt that part of the storyline was always kind of like very... I wonder how they convicted him, because I always thought it was a very like shallow plot. Like, you know, the guy that was his handler, the guy that he always fucking hated because he was he was supposed to look after Joe for the other guy,
Evil James Cameron.
Evil bold James Cameron.
Bold, despicable James Cameron.
What a dude.
I reckon, and like,
what a sly motherfucker that guy is. What is the guy? Joe, Joseph, Jerry.
I mean,
Jimmy.
all I can think of is James Cameron now, but it wasn't his name.
No, they were both J's though. Fuck. Why do we always do these podcasts and never remember
the names?
Any of the fucking important names?
I don't know. Who's your favorite character? You have to pick a favorite. To get their own spin-off.
Oh shit! Who would get their own spin-off? Because my favorite character would definitely be Joe.
Right.
But if I would do another season of this, I would definitely do Doc.
Oh yeah,
Doc Antle.
Doc and his harem of wives.
Harem of wives, and he's like what, like a
witch
he's
doctor
like a
or something?
Buckwan or something, like a Buckavon. Crazy guy. Fuck man, like I think there's a crazy good story there with him as well.
If they did a movie, who would you get to play Doc? Because I was thinking about it right now, and I know the perfect actor for Doc.
It's funny that you say it, because I have heard rumors that they are trying to turn not this particular series, but the previous one or some other doc.
Oh, there was a podcast or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and they're trying to turn that into a movie, or obviously like riding that wave. I heard some interesting characters for Joe, but who would you say
for the
Doc would be?
100%, I would have cast. Oh my god, John Travolta.
He crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Spoken, like weird sort of vibe. He's got the same sort of weird face, like because the dog doesn't look like this. You know, he has this weird look about him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a puppy.
Yeah,
like a soft puppy. But then he forces these women to get breast implants, and
He suggests.
He's definitely a cult leader.
Oh, 100%.
And in that particular case, I go with you to say that he's a sex cult leader.
Like, all cult leaders are sex cult leaders.
I mean, you keep saying that. You keep saying that. I don't know, but like,
it just
in this particular case, I agree.
There was one cult leader in this show. It was the Doc, and he was in it for the sex. And they all went there because they kind of wanted it too. And the cats. Cats came second.
The cats was just like, was his outfit. It just made him look sparkly and cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like what, if you think about it, it's kind of like what all these guys, like Joe Exotic got into it because he wanted to be special and, like be on stage and be liked and become famous. And it kind of sounds like Doc is doing it for the same reasons. And the other guy as well, right? Like he keeps flying the Cubs into Las Vegas and stuff.
You know what's just crazy to me is how many people like just have stuff. Like, every single one of those people in that show, like that, even the like slime bag like mole guy, he had like just a, he's the
bald dude,
the little guy with the lemur. He's like, they busted me for the jet ski guy, jet ski businessman. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they talk about making a movie for this series, but like, you couldn't possibly cast better actors than these people were. Like, they were ultimate caricatures.
I know, and you know what? There's definitely one or two moments where I thought, like, this could be
like the biggest piss take ever.
This could very well be a very good mockumentary.
Yeah, like it's just the biggest mockumentary ever made, and people are just sitting there thinking these people are lapping this shit up like a cat, like
right?
lapping up that milk. All right, no more mud shakes for you.
Sorry, I'm just gonna finish this.
So, have you got any idea what this
putting this here,
this 8th episode is even about?
So, yeah, what would it be? I just want it to be the start of season 2.
Oh.
I want it to be where Joe Exotic gets pardoned by Donald Trump, sues everyone else, and everyone else ends up in prison, including his sly Vegas business partner.
Oh, yeah.
But what would it really be? I'd love to see what the progress has been on the zoo in, where is he taking it? Nevada?
No, it was in Oklahoma still, wasn't it? It was on the border of Texas and somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Like, I'd love to see a bit more about Joe Exotic. He was, how he kind of responded to the whole. Listen, I want something fucking juicy. For some reason, I feel like it can't be that juicy, because otherwise it would have been in the original series,
right? Yeah,
or maybe something super juicy happened between the filing this season and airing it. But
yeah, I don't know. But
maybe what if all the cats ended up having corona? Because that's a thing.
That's
now.
The actual origin of corona. Is Joe Exotic ate a tiger. I ate a tiger.
And a tiger ate my worker's arm.
Ate his Prince Albert, whatever it's called.
Prince Albert?
The big dick piercing thing he has. What is it?
Is that called what?
It's called a Prince something. Piercing? That's what he was talking about. He's like, and he puts a padlock on the end of it.
What?
How did you miss that?
I don't know. I guess I just tuned that shit out. Okay, so yeah, that would be amazing of the cats, if that's where it started. What if Donald Trump went over and ate a cub?
Ate a cub?
Ate a cub.
Why would he do that?
Well, it's fucking Donald Trump.
What if it turns out that his hairpiece is actually a baby tiger?
I saw a tiger.
And a tiger saw a POTUS.
And the tiger is my hair.
That would actually be a plot twist almost as good as the two straight husbands.
Oh my god. Are you not even hot in that suit?
I thought I was pretty hot.
I mean, like, you look
cheers.
pretty furry.
Fine.
But I'm hot in this wig. I don't know how you...
I'm a professional, Rick. I shut the fuck up and I bear it and I deal with it for the sake of getting the take.
You know what I thought was amazing, and they didn't put enough attention on it, was like people eating the leftover thrown away bad meat from Walmart that ended up on the pizzas and the bullshit, like whatever.
That was pretty nuts. There's so much nuts. Like there was a guy in the other episode who's like they were like, oh, he was supposed to be the inspiration for Scarface, the movie.
Wait, who?
Yeah, you forgot about him because he was barely in it. He's like just talking about like he bought cats and he had some.
Huh.
He's in, and he just like seems like the most normal person and the whole thing.
Okay, and he was briefly in there, and it's like, and then that was
it because he wasn't even as interesting as all that other craziness.
Do you think Carol Baskin is going to be in this episode? Because Carol Baskin said
she doesn't want to be in it.
Well, she said that like it didn't portray very well, and they interviewed her under false pretenses and stuff.
Right.
So for some reason, I would be surprised if she would be supportive.
Oh yeah,
of another episode.
For sure, but I'm sure they could work something out. But I like they said they had so much footage of them or whatever already. Because I don't know how I fell on that. Like I feel like she was a little bit unfairly portrayed. Like I feel like she's taken advantage as well. But
I feel like they focused a lot of time on what a conniving bitch she is.
Right.
But if I kind of take it from everyone else in the, like, who they interview, they say like, oh, well, Joe Exotic, not a great, not the best guy, but neither is she.
Right.
And I think I didn't really get that from the series. Like I felt in the series, she's just like kind of being typecasted as the stone cold bitch.
Well, I think,
but not so much someone who does something wrong.
I see where they were trying to go with the whole like, oh, she's being a bit two-faced because she's trying to shut down all the zoos, but then she's running a zoo and like making money off of it. But I feel like, at one, she doesn't do the, as far as I'm aware, she doesn't do the breeding and like people pitting cubs and stuff, right? Which is her big thing, which is the biggest problem, because that's why there's so many, because they keep breeding these like animals.
Yeah.
And also, like, I thought that, they showed how she had all these volunteers and they've been there for years and years and years, and that seemed a bit crazy, seeing as she is making quite a lot of money.
Right. But I guess that money is going in saving big cats, right?
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It didn't seem like this, like, to me, the living circumstances didn't seem that much better at Carol Baskin's big cat rescue than it was at, well, maybe
I felt
a tiny bit better, but
I felt like the biggest thing that the guy making the documentary was trying to portray is that she has all this money and resources, and she spent most of it like in a kind of catty legal battle. Catty, that's a good one. Legal battle with Joe, as opposed to really caring about the animals. She seemed to be more interested in like her feud with the man.
Well, we don't really know how much time and effort she spends on all the other cases, right? Like
exactly. Like I mean,
she does lobby in the White House, White House, and that kind of stuff.
I feel like the biggest, like, because that's the thing, is in the interview, the biggest views we have on that, where they talk about, oh, she's two-faced and she's just spent all this money going after Joe. Most of that's coming from the other zoo owners, who obviously have a reason to hate her because she's trying to shut them down.
Yeah.
So
there's no really a neutral third party that really shines like a... Because that's the other thing, I guess, like, it's a lot of like they did and like he said, she said kind of thing, but no one really with an authority that really weighs in on the whole subject, or someone who's more neutral about like...
Well, it's only really in the very last episode, like the filmmaker himself, when he's talking about the animals in the wild, right?
Are we talking about the filmmaker or the filmmaker that with the hat on that like lost all his footage and?
No, the guy's making the actual documentary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they talk about like right at the end, they talk about they even use excerpts from Joe from way back in the day when he's talking about how his zoo shouldn't exist and like all these animals should be out in the wild and they shouldn't even be in America. And they use excerpts from him when he was really young. Yeah, saying that when he just sort of started his thing.
Okay.
And I think he was coming from a place of all of these people are in the wrong. None of this should be happening.
Right.
They're all like arguing and fighting amongst themselves, and no one's like. It's like a really bad divorce where no one's thinking of the kids.
Right.
You know?
Right. They're all fighting each other and not thinking about the well-being of the cats.
Basically. Yeah. It's getting personal, and it's not about like.
Well, it's already fucking crazy that like people are allowed to have exotic animals.
It's
easily
sums up like that whole thing sums up what I think of, like what I think the world sort of thinks of America in general these days.
Yeah.
Which is everyone's personal liberties seem to be, so important to the individual that they're like actually fucking it up for everyone.
Yeah.
But like they're allowed to, because like who that's their goddamn right as an American to have everything, anything they want to do. And then you end up with these super self-titled, like narcissistic assholes doing awful things to other people and to the wildlife.
Well, I think they just have terrible, terrible taste. And I think that shows in everything. In every fiber of their personalities. Like, there's terrible tasteless people.
That's where I feel
maybe
like...
not tasteless, but...
I feel like that comes from that belief that you can do anything you want and it's your right. Like, it's very self-centered as opposed to thinking. Like, I feel like in a lot of other places, we got a lot of rules in places which are kind of, you grow up with these things and you kind of take other people's, like, not feelings, but you know what it's like, how what I do affects somebody else is taken into account a lot more. And I feel like some of those places, it's just like none of those people seem to think how I do affects somebody else. It's all about how it affects them.
Right.
That's the way it comes across, like that. It's my rights and not someone else's rights. It's my rights to have whatever I want to do, and I'm going to do this shit and like fuck off and leave me be to do it.
Do you think we're just seeing a slice of a society, a group there that is just kind of in that kind of stuff, or is that just like a depiction of the America from the southern state Americans, basically?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I have been there once years ago to like not those like countries, but to the south of America, like to Georgia, and the people I met there were really great. Like
lovely people,
but
still a bit redneck.
I mean, some people that I reckon I felt like if I didn't share the same views as them, or I'd let them know things, they wouldn't have been very happy about it. They might not have been openly hostile, but they probably wouldn't have been friendly.
Yeah.
But like most people were pretty accepting straight away. Like, oh, this is somebody who's not from around here. Like, let's show them around and be just really hospitable, as they say, Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think like it's definitely what is sort of becoming more and more what I think is more and more the idea that the world has of everything in America.
Right.
We used to not like think that way. We used to think of it as something pretty cool, like America back in the day when you were young.
Right. Like it's the land of the freedom.
Yeah, and like you'd see things in movies and you'd be like, oh, that's like TV shows, and it seemed like the shit.
Yeah.
And like as time's gone on and everything's become more globally connected and a little bit more like at the forefront, and then they've had all the sort of political turmoils they've had and all the wars and stuff recently, and there's been more of a microscope shone on the country. That seems to be becoming the narrative now, that it's like that.
Right.
I feel like I'm seeing maybe it's just the sort of media I like tend to have coming at me or intake, but I definitely feel like I get a lot more of like, look how fucked up America is, look how this crazy shit they do, than I get of like, wow, look at this cool shit that comes from this country.
Well, I mean, it is also a massively big country, and I feel like back, when we were young and the internet wasn't around and the world was a bigger place, like, Western or like countries that weren't America loved to show New York and LA.
Yeah.
And I mean, these places have always been around. You're right. Like, like it was harder to really shine a light, like for us to find stuff about it. And I think now with like Netflix and stuff where people really drive the demand, you start to see that we're actually really interested in all those misfits and, things that are not as what we always thought things to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess it's in every country as well, right? Like,
I mean,
it's
like, of course, yeah.
Like, I love watching Police 10-7 and stuff like that from New Zealand and Australia, and you just see all the like drongos and bogans out the back, like just doing crazy shit. Struggle
Street, those kind of things. It is fascinating for sure.
Do they have anything like that in the Netherlands? Like,
oh man, we have all sorts of things.
Crazy bogan people.
Well, we don't have like a massive layer of bogans or drongos, but I mean, we have Dutch people from the north that are slightly different, Dutch people from the south that are slightly different. There's obviously your less fortunate people. There's immigration problems. There's racism. and they all kind of wrote, they're all kind of in their own little circle of social friends and stuff, and yeah, there's some really interesting, fun, like cultures, subcultures, basically, that yeah, we have something like Struggle Street, or like we used to have a TV, like a not a doco, basically, but like a comedy show, but it kind of depicted like the Dutch versions of bogans and the dumb shit they do. And it's actually really, obviously it's like way over the top, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have it, but we're not in such a big scale as you do if you have it in the southern states and that kind of stuff.
Well, I think that's the thing. When you mentioned, like when I say like Police 10-7 and stuff, you see these munters, and they're all hammered, right? They're all super drunk or like super drugged out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see shows like that, or like there's shows in England, like about like people from certain areas and how fucked it up. But it's like, even if you look at those American shows like Trailer Park Boys or something like that, it's like, that's always like a over the top representation of like a type of people, like it's for the laugh. But then like, Tiger King's real, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever watched, that All Gas No Brakes YouTube channel. Like,
I know that. I mean, it almost feels fake too. Like where that guy goes to all these weird conventions and like rallies and that kind of stuff, and the kind of people that come.
And those are interviews with like people that are there. He's not getting actors, that's or at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd hope so.
At least that's the way.
Actually, you'd hope that there were actors.
You'd hope they were, because it's like the shit that happened, and you're like, wow, this is crazy. There's some people out there just like in another, like they're on Earth, but they're in another plane.
They're very different. It's crazy. All right, I think we should indulge.
Oh yeah.
I think you should watch Old Mate Joe.
Old Mate Joe. Get on there, here, kitty, kitty.
Thing. If you were a king of an animal.
King of an animal?
Yeah, of a animal. An animal, yeah.
Oh man.
You can't be a tiger king.
Because there's already Tiger King. I think it would be like, I don't know, like dolphins or something.
You're a dolphin king.
Yeah, like can you imagine just like going out, like you're basically Aquaman.
Yeah, you're right, actually. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be sick. Like,
would you not want to be a killer whale then or something? Like you're a dolphin but badass.
Aren't dolphins count? Do I get all, like, he gets all big cats. I get all all porpoise mammals. I get killer whales and dolphins and belugas and all of that shit.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool king to be.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Like, just go and hang out with them.
So when we come back, you're going to wear, like, a mermaid costume?
Oh, yeah. I'll get my little mermaid costume out of my special drawer.
I feel like for the next episode, we should put in, we should ask the people, shoot Rory wear a mermaid costume.
Or we'll do a Patreon. If you guys pay for it, I'll put it on.
Well, that's not.
No.
Wait a minute.
Here we go.
How we dealt with my nipples. We did a little questionnaire with the nips, and there was no money involved. And I feel like, if I have to show my nips, you have to go into a mermaid costume.
I have to do that if you have to show your nips.
Well, I mean, only if the people want to see my nips and people want to see you in a mermaid costume.
People definitely want to see your nips.
People definitely want to see you in a mermaid costume. I mean, I guess we should put it to a vote, but at least our 300,000 viewers and voters, they will say unanimously.
300,000. I'm not investing in a mermaid outfits unless I'm making money of this.
Dude, there's no way we're going to break through if not one of us is going to whore ourselves out. And I think between you and me, you are the perfect candidate.
I'm the perfect whore.
You're the perfect whore.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take...
It's a compliment.
I guess I could take one for the team.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll be back after we've watched the last episode 8 of Tiger King.
I saw a tiger.
And a tiger saw a man. Welcome back.
We back in the building.
Episode 8.
Yeah.
It is not what I expected it.
Not even close to what I was thinking.
Is it really? Could we really call it an episode?
It was more of a like, where are they now? Like a recap, like you see at the end of a reality TV show where they get all the contestants back on and sort of.
Yeah, I mean, what I feel it's like kind of a little bit my own fault as well, because like, what should I have expected during a pandemic? Like, they couldn't film, so yeah, basically just a bunch of Skype calls
with some of the. What, like people who obviously didn't get treated the shittest, like
exactly. I was gonna say, like, I mean, like the most interesting characters weren't even part of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess Jeff Lowe was kind of like the most interesting guy because he got a little bit of shit, a little bit of flack, but yeah, I mean, that was the extent of it. There was definitely some interesting stuff out in there, but
yeah, I more than anything, I found it kind of like it was good in a way to see, but it was deflating in the fact that I went in there expecting all this juicy goss, and what I got was like, oh shit, yeah, these are real people that have to really deal with the consequences of all the memes we post.
yeah.
And I was like, a lot of them seem like, like the old zoo employees seem pretty down to earth, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ah, shit, like, and then like, they say some things that reveal like things that were kind of not necessarily stated in the docu series, but were kind of like implied.
Yeah.
Like I think that guy tells a story about how that dude who shot himself like accidentally killed himself.
Right. Yeah. So that was one of the big things.
And in the series they never say that he committed suicide. But they never didn't. They didn't, and they definitely the way they painted it made it seem like he also couldn't take being a straight dude married to like a gay guy just for meth, and then he killed himself because of it. That's the way it came across.
But it definitely felt like it was suicide to me. Like it was insinuated that it was suicide. And then this guy, in this interview, I mean, he said it like, I guess it was always obvious to him, but like, that it was an accident, that the gun was, he was like, just the only thing he wanted to show him was that the gun wouldn't fire if the trigger was set or something, or there was no
clip magazine in it. But which is so because the docuseries definitely as it was leading into that point, that part happening in the documentary, it was sort of painting out how Joe treated these people he was married to really poorly, like feeding them up on drugs, and how the guy had no real direction in his life. And they showed some clips of him like having what seemed like a mental breakdown and punching the wall of his RV and stuff like that. So they definitely painted it out like he was living a lie, and that he, because they were even talking, at that point about how he was sleeping with a bunch of the women, and like,
yes, the guy that
shot himself.
Right.
So it definitely never said it specifically, but they definitely led you to believe that he'd committed suicide because he couldn't like deal with the life that Joe had sort of put him into.
I mean, like, if we're wrong, tell us, people. But like, 100%, I felt like that was what they were insinuating. And but that guy, his campaign runner, he's kind of like a cool dude. He seemed like in the series as well. He seemed like the most normal dude in the whole campaign, and he's probably not even that normal. But I mean, he had I was surprised how easily. I mean, like, no, actually, what he said is like, I had to sit in that office for a year after that every day. I had to come in and stare at the bullet hole in the wall. Man, like, if that's not therapy. If that is not, I guess it's not fixing the mental shit in your head, but like, fuck, that's one way of dealing. Well, like, just having to kind of overcome.
I feel like it just probably fucks you up more because it's just like.
Well, but he did seem to talk about it fairly easily in the doco, but also in this last episode. Even though he did say like, I'd like to do a fundraiser and get some proper help, which is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Which actually makes him seem like the smartest and the most normal dude in the whole series once again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a whoa moment where it's like, oh, okay, shit. And the other thing was that they brought up that Joe hates tigers. Now, that doesn't come so much as a surprise to me, but you'd think that he would, or that he always was terrified to be around tigers. And I wish in the show they would have delved a little bit deeper into like, they said like those two tigers he was in when he was, I don't know, one of the scenes, and one was blind and the other one was like tranquilized. And I always wondered, like, because in Thailand people can pose with tigers and they're always tranquilized. Yeah. And so I was a bit surprised that in the series they didn't even spend any time on like, like if those tigers were sedated or just very well managed. And it kind of gave me the idea that those tigers were not being sedated.
Yeah, I definitely think that. I felt like they were, like, whenever I'd see one of the big ones that someone was like mucking around with and playing with, I always felt like it must be sedated in some way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they got other people posing with them. Like, obviously the cubs are one thing, but
yeah. And I guess they never really made too many mentions of like people getting their fingers bitten off, which apparently did happen.
Also, I've just got to, like, this is off topic and it only just came to me now. Like, you call it a tiger cub, right? But it's a cat. Why is it not a tiger kitten?
Oh, and why is it cub?
Yeah, you don't call them, like, a house cat doesn't have cubs. It's kittens.
So what is a baby wolf called?
A wolf pup.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just checking. Like, I'm trying to find another animal that's related to the other animal and see if they have different. Because, like, like when they call like a kangaroo baby is Joey,
right?
And then we were asking Mick, what is a baby koala called?
Yeah.
But then that should also be called a Joey.
Why? They're completely different animals.
But they both have like.
They're not in the same family. They just got pouches.
I know. I feel like that.
But like we call a tiger like a big cat.
Right.
So why, like, cats have kittens, right?
Cubs.
Think about it, people. I've never thought about this before, but why? Is it just because they're bigger? Like, they're still baby cats. A baby cat's a kitten. So a baby lion should be like a lion kitten.
But it's called a lion cub, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely correct because, I'm pretty sure that they call them cubs in all the movies.
Yeah, cubs is definitely what they're actually called. But I'm like wondering why they're not called kittens. Like tiger kittens.
What if kittens are not actually kittens?
They're actually cubs.
Yeah.
So it's like a tomcat cub. Like a Persian cub.
Yeah, a Persian cub.
Persian rug.
Is that how they get made? That's a very good question. How can we figure this out?
Yeah.
Can we Google this?
No, we can't do this live.
Oh, okay.
We need to put it out to the people.
All right. People.
Come at us. Why are they not called kittens?
Put them in the comments, the answers, and then we'll bring it up in the next episode.
Or not.
We'll probably won't. Yeah, I mean, like, that.
But I will definitely be like, oh, that's interesting if it's real.
Yeah. And you know how on YouTube you can heart or like thumbs up a comment? So if someone posts it and it's correct, and we'll be like, oh, shit, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now we know.
We'll thumbs it up.
No, don't expect us to thumb it up. Because we're busy people.
We are actually very busy.
We're not gonna give, like, we're not here to make you feel good about your comments.
We got pods to cast.
Yeah, we got pods to cast and casts to pod.
Actually, what do they call it? Podcasting. What are you casting? Like a net? Are you casting it out to the net?
No, but it's like broadcasting.
Oh, but you're in a little pod. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be asking all these questions. Sometimes I'm just going to make myself sound more and more stupid.
Don't actually answer these. That last question, don't answer it.
Why do they call them microphones? Like, these are bigger than phones.
Well, at some point.
It's a macrophone, at least.
Back in the day, phones were so big that this was a microphone.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. As opposed to... What are the ones that that make everything super loud when you speak through them?
Megaphones.
Yeah, those are megaphones. And this is a microphone.
It's a microphone.
It makes sound smaller.
But it makes it. Yeah, I guess it
makes it smaller.
It's not about the size of the phone. It's the size of the sound, the phonetics. Is it?
Smaller sound.
Oh man, it's late. It's late. My thoughts are racing.
Do you have any more questions? I'm just going to sit here for a little bit, and we'll just wait for him to have another question. Don't bring up your under construction.
Why do they call it the Netherlands?
Oh, okay. So this is easy answer because nether is another word for low.
Like low, like your nether regions.
Yeah, exactly. Like your nether regions. And because the
Netherlands.
The Netherlands the definition is low-laying land, which is what it is.
There you go.
Like in the French name for the Netherlands is I think Le Pays-Bas, which it literally translates as the low-laying land.
Le Pays-Bas.
Le Pays-Bas. Le Pay Me Back.
That's kind of a cool name for it.
Le Pays-Bas.
Le Pays-Bas.
Le Pays-Bas.
So
something.
we call it Netherlands. Is that the English name for it?
Netherlands, yeah.
What have you guys got like a completely different term? Like
No, in Dutch it's Nederland.
Nederland.
And Neder is the
Neder.
Dutch version of nether.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
That's
there we go.
yeah, there you go.
Learning Dutch things.
Yeah.
On a Tiger
Well, I mean,
King
this
show.
is just language. Netherland.
Yeah. Well, they could have called it like. Why did we call it Nether Regions? We could call it our Netherlands.
Because we don't want to be associated with your nether regions.
Ah.
All right, here's another question. Why is it called Sealand? New Zealand.
Well,
Why is it not either Z or, sea or land? It cannot be Sealand.
Oh yeah, because Z is sea.
Yeah.
So it's Sealand.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Oh, yeah, because you never figured, you never knew that the Z, the Z-E-E
Yeah.
of New Zealand is, okay, so it means sea land. It makes no sense. It's either land or sea. It can't be both.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe
But
that's because they
whatever-
didn't expect to see any. Well, isn't he? He's a. I don't know. He's a Dutch person. You tell me.
Well, no, but I mean, like, that's actually good. I don't know what happened, but I want answers.
Maybe he was from sea. Well, yeah, like you can.
He came from sea and he saw land.
Well, I mean,
Seesaw land.
well, he
It should have been called Seesaw land.
seesaw land, and then
Yeah.
everyone is on seesaws.
Yeah.
That's why he named it that.
Yeah, New Seesaw land. By the
New
way.
Seesaw land.
It's New Seesaw land. You're wearing a cat suit. Cats are offended.
It's a bear suit, actually.
There you go. Bears are offended.
I haven't even seen a bear, and I would love to see a bear. So if a bear is offended by this and would like to reach out and come and talk to me about it, that'd be great. Been in Canada for 2 years, haven't seen a bear. What am I even doing with my life?
Don't you help him.
I can't bear it anymore.
You want to see a bear very much?
Oh, we gotta stop this.
Yeah.
This is getting out of control.
All right. Well, obviously the episode was not very satisfying, although it had a few nuggets of information. But I really wanted it to be a proper episode, which it was not. Which is fine. It's still an amazing show.
It is.
I'm assuming the whole of the internet has already seen it, and if you have not, now is
The time. Get on it. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, you should be inside. Well, obviously you're gonna watch our podcast.
Yeah, watch this. Oh wait, yeah. You know what? Watch this first anyway. And by this point, if you're at this point and you haven't seen Tiger King, well, you've already watched this and you've seen all the spoilers. So shame.
Yeah,
Shame on you, you fool.
yeah. All right, you've got homework to do. You got questions to answer. You got to reply. You got to like. You got to subscribe.
Yeah, all of those good nuggets.
And then we will be back next time.
Yeah. We don't know what we're going to watch next or review next or talk
Something
about
will
next.
present itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have suggestions,
Maybe we should review COVID, like maybe we'll do it before and after.
COVID.
Yeah, before.
So we'll find someone with COVID that
give it
coughs
to
all
us.
over you.
Why me?
Well, we need a neutral person on the outside. And then we'll put you in a plastic box, like a little bubble boy.
I'm a little bubble boy.
Yeah, we'll turn you into a bubble boy.
I'm kind of turning myself into a little bit of a bubble boy. Yeah.
All right.
Don't lick your lips when I say I'm a bubble boy. That's weird. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable.
You're a real good looking bubble boy.
Bubble bear. Bubble bear boy.
Hello.
All right.
We
Should we sign that one out?
We gotta go.
Yeah, it's getting roasty up in here.
Peace.